Welcome to your friendly neighborhood Safeway. Today we are going to shop for gluten-free food. The gluten-free foods are mixed in with the regular foods. Here you'll see all the yellow corn tortillas, which are labeled gluten-free. You will see them mixed with the flour tortillas, which of course are not gluten-free. And then you will see some that are specifically gluten-free. This soft taco is actually quite good. Fairly expensive, but unfortunately that's the price you pay if you don't want to deal with the tougher corn tortillas. Here in the deli section you will also find the gluten-free cold cuts mixed in with, the regular cold cuts. There are actually quite a few now that are gluten-free. No gluten, no hormones, no artificial flavors. As far as the deli counter is concerned, all Boars Head products are gluten-free. And behind the deli, they will not know that, but if you go to the Boars Head website and if you look at the packaging, it will tell you that. I was not aware that Dietz & Watson is also making gluten-free cold cuts now, so that's great. You can see it right on the package. And the people serving it up to you may not realize it, but they are gluten-free. There you go right there, gluten-free, no MSG added. Gotta love it. Dogs. A lot of these do not have gluten, but the only people who say they actually don't are Hebrew National. I eat the ballpark franks, but they are not stamped gluten-free. And Nathan's hot dogs also say gluten-free on them, so there's another option for you. Recently I was asked about sausages. This Alfresco brand, this is gluten-free, and this Adele's brand, these are also gluten-free. So they make it pretty easy for you to find gluten-free sausage for, however you want to prepare it. Here is one that really surprises people. These crab delights and lobster delights made by a number of different manufacturers do in fact contain wheat. So look for that. There are brands that do not, and I have reviewed them on my blog at glutenfreegusto.wordpress.com, but you will see it says on them in most cases contains wheat, but I forgot my glasses so I can't see it here. But the ones that are not will definitely say gluten-free on them. You would think a rotisserie chicken would be gluten-free, but who knows what they based it in. If they use broth, broth has wheat in it. So make sure it says gluten-free. This one does not, but let me tell you whose does. Costco, and it's $2 cheaper and a bigger bird. Just saying. Sorry Safeway. Stores do not have a specific gluten-free section. This particular Safeway does, and you will see that the goods range from chocolate chip cookies to cereal to crackers, pretzels, granola bars, pasta, pre-made dishes, or dehydrated dishes, whatever you would like to call them. And then also baking mixes down at the bottom, cookie mix, flours, and things like that. Bob's Red Mill is always good, but double check. Sometimes they'll have stuff right next to the gluten-free items that are not gluten-free. Don't forget the granola. They had cereal in the other aisle. If you look here, you'll find the Quaker Oats gluten-free oats mixed in with the other oats. Now, oatmeal is normally, it should be gluten-free, but because oats are processed in the same facilities in which they process wheat, a lot of the times that a lot of times that will wash over onto the oat products, so therefore you have to be very careful with those. Unfortunately, there's no standard as to where people put the gluten-free marking on their package or what color it's in. That's on the front of that package, and it's on the back of these Cape Cod chips at the top. So you never really know where you're going to find it. Here it's down on the bottom, on the front. You just have to look. Sometimes it is not easy to find. Be sure to check your vitamins and make sure that they are gluten-free. A lot of them also have yeast in them, so you definitely want to check that. And in the health food section, or the bar section, protein bars, Luna is, a lot of their products are gluten-free. You can see the gluten-free label here. They are loaded with soy though. I do not eat soy, so I go for the Lara bar, which I see right down here. Lara's good stuff. The Kind bars are also gluten-free. It says it very small right there. So again, you just have to look to make sure you're getting gluten-free. Normally expect yogurt to be gluten-free, but with all the stuff that gets put into it, cannot guarantee that it is. I believe all the Chobani yogurts are gluten-free. Some of the others are not. This actually has oatmeal in it. Let's see, it does say gluten-free in little letters up there. So that plenty is okay. I like the Chobani actually with the steel cut oats in it. That's really good, unless you're watching carbs as well. But make sure to check and see if it's gluten-free. Here is an Oikos brand. And see here, there's a little GF on it. So that is also gluten-free. And just be forewarned, anything with soy in it most likely has wheat in it as well. Leah and Perrin's Worcestershire Sauce does not contain gluten, and I use that pretty much anywhere that soy is called for in a recipe. Here is your proof that soy sauce has wheat in it right there. This is Kikkoman brand. Latroy has always been gluten-free, so you can trust Latroy, but Kikkoman also now has a gluten-free offering, which is a little bit more expensive than your standard Latroy. So just be forewarned. In granola, you'll recognize the Udi's brand. Udi's is pretty synonymous with gluten-free. Some of the items they have over here are actually gluten-free, but they're not labeled as such yet. Bare Naked is now coming out with gluten-free labeling on their granola. So just be careful and check that before you buy it. Another place people wouldn't expect to find wheat or gluten would be in cooking stock and broth, but you can pretty much rely on these two brands, Imagine and Pacific. They're good stuff, and they are both gluten-free. You can see gluten-free here and gluten-free there. I really only use the chicken and the tomato soup, so make sure to check and see that the one you're choosing is gluten-free. That you need to check also is your salad dressings. A lot of salad dressings have wheat in them and soy, but as you can see, gluten-free salad dressings are available. My favorite brand is Lighthouse brand, which is manufactured in Sandpoint, Idaho. Great stuff, healthy, good for you, and gluten-free. Place where a lot of people get confused, tuna. You would think that tuna would be gluten-free because it's fish. However, they now pack it with vegetable broth, not just water. And most broths will have some kind of gluten in them. The only tunas that tend not to are the Bumblebee Gold label, and you will see it will say gluten-free right on it. There used to be, I thought, a Star-Kissed as well, but they're not as easy to find. But this is the preferred brand for me, this Wild Planet. I think it's fabulous. If you find that price tag a little frightening, check them out at Costco. You can get a container of 6 for a really good deal. Even mainstream manufacturers have gotten into the act of gluten-free baking mixes, especially Betty Crocker, who has all-purpose flour blends, pizza crust, cookies, very good brownies. So it's not impossible to find, you just have to look for them, and those are clearly labeled. The Pamela's brand, I'm a big fan of them, but you just have to look and you shall find. We are in the health food section of the freezer in the store. You'll see a bunch of vegan and vegetarian stuff. Personally, I'm a meatitarian. Don't hold that against me, people. But here you go. You've got gluten-free English muffins, sandwich bread, healthy fiber. I definitely recommend that. That is good. But the one I am actually eating right now is the millet chia bread. That has half the calories of the Rudy's. So you can actually eat 2 pieces of this bread for the same calories as that. I know some of you are trying to gain weight, so you probably want to go with the healthy fiber. But look at all the different kinds of breads that you can choose from. Original, multigrain, white, whole grain, millet chia, cinnamon raisin even. These baguettes are very good. And they've also got buns and rolls and bagels and more tortillas. So you have a lot to choose from there. I'm gonna grab myself some bread. Frozen case, you will find Freshetta gluten-free pizza. If you do not have a membership for Costco, Freshetta is excellent pizza and I highly recommend it. You can see the review for that on my blog at glutenfreegusto.wordpress.com. There's Foodie's Pizza over here. I have also reviewed Foodie's, and not as good as the Freshettas, but if that's all you've got and you want pizza, go for it. Give a shout out to the Sonoma Flatbreads people. They were kind and contacted me to review their pizza on my blog, but I ain't cooking nothing in the oven while it's hot outside. So sorry guys, good luck with your product. Oh, and there's also Amy's. I don't see gluten-free here, but that's another good brand. Again, not as good as Freshetta's. Amy's has a lot of gluten-free and organic meals. They tend to be a little bit on the organic and what I like to call a granola crunchy side. But you've got mac and cheese. Actually, I really love their broccoli cheddar bake. Excellent stuff. But, you know, I don't tend to go for this type of food. Safeway also has an Eating Right brand that they offer a bunch of different gluten-free meals, but I do not see any here. Healthy Choice also offers some gluten-free. You get them on sale, that's great. The cafe steamers, Portobello, I think it was Portobello beef and some others. Very good. Better than I was expecting. Smart Ones, I believe, have a couple of gluten-free meals, but it's the Lean Cuisine that you're going to find has the biggest selection of affordable gluten-free meals. The chicken and sweet barbecue sauce, very good. Cheddar bacon chicken, very good. I just recently reviewed the herb roasted chicken, also very good. So just check them out. They got a lot of good stuff for you there. The pomegranate chicken is also very, very good, very low calorie, with a lot of taste. I did not care for this chicken fried rice at all. I thought it was terrible. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. You can also see my review on glutenfreegusto.wordpress.com. Hey, gotta get those plugs in somehow. Somebody's gotta feed me. So anyway, I hope that this has helped. Always make sure to ask your friendly employees if there are any gluten-free foods or gluten-free sections. They'll be glad to help you. My bread, so yeah, I bought something, see, I'm not a complete jerk. And I'm headed home, so I hope this video will help you. Happy shopping and good luck being a glutton for gluten-free.